Hello, this is Geometry Topic 1-1 on solving equations. However, I may be showing this to my algebra class because this is a review of algebra, and so this whole unit is just going to go through uh, all the different topics that were supposed to have been covered in algebra. Topic 1-1 is on solving equations. So, we have x plus 5 equals 21. We want to solve for x. To do that, I need to get rid of this 5. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And 21 minus 5 is 16. Those 5's cancel. 21 minus 5, I said, was 16. We have x by itself, and so x equals 16. Just a simple one-step problem. Let's go ahead and look at number 2. Well, again, I want to get this 32 away from the r. It's connected through subtraction, and addition and subtraction are the same thing, so that means I need to either add or subtract to get rid of it. And as I want to get rid of a positive 32, I'm going to have to subtract 32. Now, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 32 minus 32 goes away, so we're left with a negative r. That minus sign drops down and becomes a negative. And 16 minus 32 is a negative 16. Well, knowing that negative r equals negative 16 is not quite having it solved yet. I want to know what just plain r is. So if I change the signs, I get that r equals positive 16. And that would be our answer. Now let's go ahead and take a look at example number 3. This is another one-step problem. Now, 1/4 n is the same thing as saying n divided by 4 equals 12. They're the same thing, and so I wanted the opposite of dividing by 4. Well, the opposite of dividing by 4 is to multiply by 4. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Well, divided by 4 times 4, those cancel, leave me with just n, equals 12 times 4 is 48. For example number 4, what we want to do is we want to get x by itself. So we have two things. We have this 7/3 that's in our way. We also have a minus 2 that's in the way. Well, to do these, we want to do the reverse of order of operations. So normally you would multiply first and then add or subtract. When we're solving this, we have to do it backwards. So we have to add or subtract first and then multiply or divide. So to get rid of minus 2, I need to add 2. So those go away, giving me 7/3 x equals negative 37 plus 2 is negative 35. Well, there are a few different ways that I could solve this. I'm going to solve this in 2 more steps because for me it seems to be the easiest. And I don't like fractions. So to get rid of this fraction, I'm just going to multiply by what's on bottom. So multiply both sides by 3, which those cancel, leaving me with 7x equals negative 35 times 3 is a negative 105. Well, now I'm going to divide by 7 because the number in front of the letter means it's being multiplied. So when I divide by 7, the 7's cancel. I'm left with x equals negative 15. Just a simple 2-step problem. I turn it into a 3-step problem. Again, other ways that you could solve this if you're more comfortable with those other ways. But let's go ahead and move on to example number 5. Here, we actually have some common terms. We have 10b, and we have a minus 6b. Well, that's going to come out to 4b minus 3 equals 9. Now this is a two-step problem. I need to get rid of addition and subtraction first. So the opposite of minus 3 is to plus 3. Those cancel, giving us that 4b equals 12. Well, now we need to get rid of this 4, so we divide by 4. And we get that b equals 3. For example, number 6, we have parentheses. Here we need to go ahead and distribute. That's going to give us 5x plus 15 equals a negative 30. We add subtract to get rid of the 15. So we're going to subtract 15 from both sides, and we get that 5x equals a negative 45. Now we divide both sides by 5, and we get that x equals negative 9. So those are our first 6 examples. All of this hopefully is a very easy review for you, whether you're in algebra or geometry. Let's go ahead and look at our last 2 examples. Number 7, we have variables on both sides. Well, I don't want variables on both sides. I want variables only on one side. So I need to get rid of some of my variables. Well, I don't like having negative variables, so I'm going to get rid of those by adding to x. So 5x plus 2x is 7x minus 21 equals, well, those canceled, leaving us with just the 28. Well, now that all my x's are on one side, I've got to get my regular numbers to the other. So I add 21 to both sides, which makes 7x equal 49. And now we divide both sides by 7, and we get that x equals 7. And now for the last example we have, this is definitely a multi-step problem. The first thing we need to do is we need to distribute. Notice I included the sign in front of this number because that's important. I need to distribute a negative 2, not just 2. Well, the negative 3n, nothing happened to it, so I just rewrite it. Minus 2 times n is 2n, and then minus 2 times 4 is 8. Because negative 2 times n is a negative 2n, negative 2 times 4 is a negative 8. Well, all this equals 6n minus 5 because nothing happened on that side. Well, now we have some similar terms. I have a negative 3n, I have a negative 2n. That's going to give me a negative 5n minus 8 equals 6n minus 5. Now I need to move all of my variable to one side. Again, I don't like negative variables, so I'm going to go ahead and add these to make them go away. This is not the only option I could have done. I could have subtracted the 6n and just dealt with extremely negative numbers. That's okay. Those cancel, leaving me with negative 8 equals 11n minus 5. Oh, sorry. This is a negative 6. I almost forgot. So, when I added 5 to negative 6, I got a negative n. Well, I guess I'm going to have to deal with a negative n this time, but that's okay. So I got my n's on one side and move my other numbers to the other, so I add 5 to both sides. Negative 8 plus 5 is a negative 3, and that equals a negative n, which means that positive n will equal positive 3. Almost made a mistake there, but we went ahead and were able to work with it. Again, this should be fairly simple for you. So good luck and have a good day.